I'm sorry, Lars. I'm afraid I can't do that. I can play this awesome guitar solo. Fierce. Downright fierce. Downright fierce.
Welcome to another episode of shit. God damn it. Fuck. God. Shit. I fucked it up.
Let's just restart.
Okay. Hello. God damn it. I clicked the wrong button. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Downright Fierce Gaming, the world's last hope for good podcasting. My name is Josh Asensio, and with me is...
Christopher Donald Stanton. What's up, jabronis?
I thought I clicked you the wrong way. So I'm like, oh God, he's not talking. Why? It's just us. Yay. I like this. I like it when it's just us. And you know what? I kind of wanted to... I should have briefed you on this before we started, but I kind of like how before we get into the news, before we do all that, we kind of like just share what's been going on in our lives. A little like observation on usually the Jaguars or stuff like that. How are you, Chris? How are you?
Doing okay.
You doing good?
Boys weren't sick this weekend, which is good. Last weekend, my youngest had food poisoning, so he was in emergency care on Sunday and emergency room at Wolfson's on Monday. So
How much weight did he lose?
Probably maybe a pound or two, but it wasn't.
He was kind of showing that like he was getting a little bit too big.
Yeah,
you know. That doesn't make sense unless you see them. They're not big kids.
So no push-ups and sit-ups for a few days. But yeah, other than that, it was a little rough. But yeah, the Jags won.
The Jags did.
So
that's good.
Stoked about
this
that.
section's going to so great. I probably should have briefed you, and then we could be like, oh hey, let's talk about like I just got in. That was, you know how when somebody's like asking you a question only so that they can tell you about their thing? That's what that was.
Clearly.
I'm just...
Your complete lack of interest in anything I had to say was, okay, just let me talk about my
Okay, yeah, you had food poisoning from like gorillas or something. I don't know. Anyways, so I just got back from St. Pete like about 30 minutes ago, and boy, are my arms tired. But I checked out the new house. Yeah, I'm super, super excited. We're possibly, if it all works out, might have an entire room devoted just for a studio. And, I mean, it's already kind of a niche thing that we have, the video game podcast. There's not too many out there, which is why I think we hit that #1 spot on iTunes, because there's really not much to choose from. And I think one of the things that is preventing us from getting to the next level of like people going, wow, this is a big deal, is the studio, which this looks great. I mean, the Patreon money paid for this, and we look way more professional than we are. The greatest amateur video game podcast out there, 100%
in the world.
100%. I cannot find one
in the world
that is this professional, this kind of equipment, this kind of professionalism. I'm going to try to work in professional as much as I can in this conversation.
Especially the way you started.
Yeah. And my idea is, if we have an entire room, I mean, I'm talking like I want to paint all the walls black and have like, just make it look like a studio, make it look like this is a professional kind of deal.
That would be very professional.
I think the professionalism is really where it's going to be at. But yeah, I'm excited for that. And I'm also really tired and a little bit out of it because I had a lot of Red Bulls and I'm tired. And Fierce News.
Neat.
Okay. You want to do Fierce News? Are we going to do it together? Or are you just going to...
I'll do it.
You do it? Okay. Hold on. And I always forget. I have to write down notes how Fierce News works. Okay. So we start and then I click when I see us freaking out. Okay. Now I remember. Okay. You ready? Mm-hmm. All right. 1, 2, 3. Fierce News! I also forgot to turn down the volume on Fierce News.
Sorry.
No. We're fine. In fact, I'm just going to do that now while we're doing this. I listened to a couple of our episodes, and oh my god, it's so loud.
Especially when you had Jacob all up in your face.
Well, yeah, that. But
it's not very professional.
The professionalism of the volume level is just, it's too loud, and it's thunderous, which is kind of what I wanted, but it's also kind of scary.
Especially when you're using professional microphones.
I mean, and these are... It's a professional explosion, and the professional explosion needs to have professional levels with the professional microphones.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. This, you know what? Now I know what the subtitle of this episode is going to be. Episode 70, Professional. Mm-hmm. Just professional.
The professional.
You'll know the professional.
Or Lyon in France.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fierce News is, of course, brought to you by MC Lars. Make sure you go to patreon.com/MCLars and back him, because you get all kinds of goodies and songs and stuff. I backed him, and it's worth it because he creates really good music. I enjoy his stuff. He does a lot of educational stuff. Like, you can actually learn through his raps, and they're interesting and fun, and the collaborations he does with Megaran and all them are good. So I highly recommend that. Patreon.com/MCLars. Looking forward to that theme song he's writing for us. And Mark Mayfield says, huge professionalism. Believe me, no one does professionalism like we do. He says he's got blood on his professional earbuds. There you go. So the first piece of news is Dying Light's new Battle Royale standalone is in the news. So that's called Dying Light Bad Blood. It came out on September 13th for $20. Chris, have you heard of this?
No.
Yeah, apparently neither did like anybody else. It just happened. They released it, and it peaked at 455 concurrent players.
That sucks.
That's sad. That's really, really bad. It peaked at that. Now, this week, it's averaging just under 100 concurrent players. This is due to like several things. So it got mixed reviews on there, despite the fact that it's built with Dying Light's engine. I mean, it's basically Dying Light, but with Battle Royale. It got mixed reviews, on that. But then, the point I was making with that is that Dying Light got fantastic reviews. I watched like half of a 10-minute long gameplay thing on it. It doesn't look fun. So like Battle Royale, the whole, the whole idea is, it's 1 versus 100. They plop you down there and you got to find all your weapons, and then you go kill people, and you want to be the last one standing as the map slowly shrinks. What they've added to that is zombies. So now there are zombies in these places, and in order to level up and get more damage and more health, you have to kill zombie infestations, collect samples, and then your character starts leveling up. So you level up through that way, you level up through killing people. So you can't just camp, which you can do in almost all these other games. You could just hide and then just kind of hope that maybe you can kill the last guy. So this one you can't really do that, and that's clever, that's cool. But Have you ever played Dying Light?
I played the demo.
Okay, so I mean, at least the demo, you know that alongside the other game, Dead Island and all those, it's mostly melee. Mm-hmm. It's the same with freaking Battle Royale.
That sounds boring.
So when you encounter somebody, and I watched an encounter, it's two guys running around each other, waiting for miss, no, and it's not like a couple shots will kill somebody. You still have to kind of wail on them. So it becomes this idiotic dance that kind of takes you out of a game because nobody would fight like that. You know, if they maybe added blocking, that'd be kind of cool, like a For Honor type system. But it's just two people trying to get hits on each other, running out of stamina, and then like it just doesn't look fun. And I didn't get to the part, I don't know if maybe eventually guns come into play. He got a bow with like 10 arrows, or 4 arrows, sorry. And that doesn't look fun at all.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
And it sucks for them because this is also, I believe this is a early access game. I mean, I think the only way they can really do this is to have, like, when they do their full release and stuff, actually put some advertising into it. Because again, we're plugged in. You know, we follow gaming news, and neither one of us heard about this. I mean, this came out. We've done how many episodes since that? 2 episodes. We've done 2 episodes since this game came out. Had no idea it was happening. So, anyways,
yeah, that's not very professional.
It's not very professional, and you know, I think in order for them to be professionalism,
a certain level of professionalism needs to be.
I mean,
achieved.
At the very least, professionalism, but more. You know, if they have some professionalism, hey, cool, but more. You know, that's the key to any good business. Mark actually has a really good idea. For Honor Royale. Have you played For Honor? I loved For Honor. That would be you know what? I bet you it's more of a technical kind of thing that they couldn't achieve that. Like, it would just be, the map would have to be massive, and there's really no picking up of weapons. But yeah, actually, maybe that isn't possible.
I mean, it seems like it would be kind of cheesy.
That'd be a little cheesy, not professional at all.
Like For Honor Royale with cheese.
And I'm slapping your hand. That was good. Moving on, Oculus had a really big press conference. I didn't even know it was happening. It just, like, all of a sudden it pops up on my feed. I'm like, ooh, I'll check this out. Most of it was just jerk-offs. It was like, oh, yeah, look, Oculus Go is so good, and touches, you know, we're the leader, and Facebook loves us, and all this stuff. And then they got to Oculus Quest, which looks badass. So I don't know exactly how Oculus Go works. I know it doesn't come with touch controllers, and that it's mostly just head tracking. So I think that's the limitations of that. Oculus Quest is going to be that plus head tracking, room scanning, kind of like a Kinect, and the touch controllers. So basically, they're going to have an Oculus Rift without the you don't need a PC to hook it up to. You don't need a console. You don't even need to plug it in. It's like battery powered, giving you full freedom to walk around in any room and still avoid obstacles, because with the Kinect-like scanner, it will detect the objects and, you know, show them up in the game, so that way you don't bump into them, like I think the HTC Vive does. I mean, this is super exciting, especially for the price point. $399, $400 for this thing. It's basically console prices. Give it like a year or two, and eventually I'm sure the price will be knocked down even more. There'll be a light version or something. This is super exciting for me. I feel like this is like the first of a new series of VR consoles. If this like does well, I can imagine, you know, Sony coming out with one. Not Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo kind of had their run at VR, but I could imagine like different companies be like, oh, okay, hold on, there's something to this, especially Microsoft with all the, you know, the computer, you know, components that they have access to, making a better portable VR thing. Like, sign me up. I'm down. Also, Carolina says hi, Chris. Hi, Josh. Hi, Carolina. How are you? What do you think? Is this something you would buy?
No. I'm not big into VR anyway, but it does sound really cool. Is everything like internal storage, like in the glasses? Like there's like a terabyte hard drive in there or something?
So they didn't go into that specifically. Well, no, sorry. There's 64 megabytes. 64 megabytes. You can have one screen of a game. 64 gigabytes. Now, I don't know if that was talking about storage or not, but even if it's not,
low.
I'm sure it's gonna have like a micro SD like slot you could put in there. I can't imagine that they won't have some kind of option like that. I mean, even if it just needs to load one game at a time, I think the storage won't be an issue.
Yeah.
So let's say that's not an issue. Why you still say you wouldn't buy it? Because you were in VR. I mean, we put you in VR, and it's kind of a hassle with the cord and stuff. You had to sit down and.
I mean, like I go back to I wouldn't be able to play it with my kids around. Like I can't just walk around the house with glasses on and.
Oh, that's right.
And, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I just. And so that's just me. But it does for the price point and for. It sounds like it's fixing a lot of the problems that VR currently has with like so much equipment and hooking up to stuff and sitting in a chair and this that. It sounds really cool. I would definitely want to try it if I didn't have kids or if I could like play for 2 or 3 hours without having to focus on what all's going on around me.
That's the thing though. I'm sure with the battery, it's going to be like a 3-hour experience. But you know, I mean, even with the whole kids thing, I mean, isn't that just video games in general? Finding the time to just sit by yourself and enjoy a video game. You know, it is lifting a lot of the limitations that VR has. So usually with VR, like with my PSVR, I have to be in front of the camera and, you know, it needs to track my movements. Sometimes that messes up. And then just having that cord hanging there really takes you out of it. I mean, there's so many things in VR that make you feel like you're a part of that world. Visually, your brain is like, I'm a part of this world. But then your body's like, nah, dude, like I'm hooked. I'm plugged into a machine right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is something, and they're saying and I keep bringing it back to Kinect, like technology, but I mean, that's what I understand. You know, they say the limitations of that are not very, like you can, they give an example of actually at the conference, they had a big arena, showcasing one of their games with a bunch of obstacles and stuff for players to run around and then play this one game in. And, you know, I mean, it's the size of, I mean, a small, like an indoor arena, you know, and it remembers where each of the objects are, and it has an internal storage for these things. So I think removing all the limitations, even with somebody like you who has kids, you know, to be able to go into this thing even for an hour a day. I mean, I've been having so much success and professionalism with working out in VR. I mean, that's been my biggest draw. That's what's been bringing me back to VR a lot. Is I've been playing this boxing game, and I mean, I'm burning in an hour session. I'm burning like.
Is it the new Creed game, or is it? Because I heard they just released that.
They're coming out with that. Yeah, that's I think that's on Oculus, but with
it's
PSVR,
it's on PSVR.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check it out. You know, it's this other boxing game, but it's this game where you kind of dodge certain things and you punch certain things, and it keeps track of the calories you're burning. And I burn, like in an hour session, I will burn like about 500, 600, 700 calories, because I mean, I'm fucking going at it. I don't even like Slipknot, but I'll put on Slipknot because it just gets me going, you know. I'm sitting there just like dripping in sweat, and to add freedom of movement to that, because yes, there is still movement. I'm moving around a little bit. I could step aside a little bit, but I'm still limited to be able to go into a room and just completely have the full freedom to just move around as much as I want and get a workout in. I think that that's where we're really going to see this thrive, because already there's VR stores and stuff, you know, in like malls you can go in and play VR for a little while. You know, if you all you would need with this, then you need the unit and then just an empty room.
Well, you don't even need it. I mean, there's a counterbalance to that too, as far as like how many games do you wish you could have played, but oh man, I wish I could play it on an airplane, or I wish it didn't have to like sit in front of. So like, there's games that already exist that you don't even need the freedom of movement. You just have like the portability aspect of it is like, oh shit, now I can play this game like on the bus, or you know. So I think that's cool too. Yeah,
I mean, I think it's going to. Oh, wow. Carolina has a great idea. She says, new business venture, a VR escape room. I mean, you can have stuff like that. You know, this could be the end of laser tag. It's VR laser tag. Everybody puts on the headsets. They can scan objects around them. You can see where the people are, so you're not bumping into people. And, you know, you're firing guns and stuff, and you're doing all that in VR. I mean, there's so many applications for this, I think.
Yeah,
it's mostly just the freedom of removing the cables. You know, it's it's like the first time, we had wireless phones. Like, oh my God, I can go anywhere with this. And now, we have cell phones in our pockets. Right. There aren't even wired phones anymore. It doesn't make sense to have a wired phone. I'm super excited. I think this is a big deal, and not a lot of people are talking about this. I'm wondering if we're going to look back and be like, wow, we completely
That was the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. And the price point, though, that's the best part. Now, I do have a concern because they haven't given away any of the specs. So I'm wondering, is this going to be on the same level as like putting your phone up to an Oculus? Yeah, not Oculus. Oh yeah, the Oculus thing.
Yeah, right.
And it doesn't look that good, and it's not really worth it. Now they said the lenses and the resolution is going to be like fantastic. I forgot the exact numbers, but
it's going to be like Wii graphics.
Exactly. Right. It's not really worth it if it's going to be like that. And they say that they have like 50 launch titles and all this. I mean, they're announcing it like a new console. They're talking about launch titles. This was a developer conference where they were saying, we want you to develop for this. We have other developers who are saying that they're going to develop stuff. I'm still wondering though, again, like, is this going to be Wii graphics? This is going to be an underpowered system, because for $400 already, it's giving you a lot of stuff. I mean, the Kinect ability to scan the room already, I'm sure that's at least a third of it. Why not? So what is left for that? And are they selling this like a console in the sense that they want you to buy the games? Are they getting a cut of the games? Kind of like Xbox One X. They took a loss on every console sold, but that's to get more people playing Xbox. So if they treat it like that, which they obviously are not going to mention their strategy, their pricing strategy, but if they're doing it like that, then maybe this will be a powerful system.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
It would need to look really good.
It does. It looks cool. It's not huge. It's just it's an Oculus Rift without all the cables. Yeah. Oh, and a little feature, it has you don't have to put it in earphones. It has
little earbuds attached.
Not even. It has on the headband that goes around your head. It like directional things to go into your ears. More immersion. So quick story. Recently, we reported that the Nintendo Switch online services will delete cloud saves as soon as your subscription lapses. Apparently, Nintendo's either like, oh, no, that's not true, or they're like, that's really a bad idea. So they have now clarified that this isn't the case. Cloud saves will be stored for 6 months after your subscription lapses. Thank God.
Neat.
I know everybody's kind of like, oh, who cares? It completely defeats the purpose of cloud saves if they're going to be deleted if you're, thing lapses. Before we move on, though, Mark Mayfield says, I wouldn't expect 2018 graphics out of it, maybe 2012. That is true. I mean, that's already VR as it is. And I'm fine with that. I mean, the boxing game I'm playing it looks like how N64 graphics looked when we were playing the N64. You know what I'm saying? It even back then, you weren't like, this isn't lifelike, but it's fun. It's along those levels. So I'm not saying it looks like N64. I'm saying that it has that feel of, this isn't impressive, but it's enough to get me involved in this. But that's the problem. That's how like PSVR is. That's how even the computer games are. Can we get that with this possibly underpowered device?
Right.
We'll see. Okay. So I'm so excited to show this. You guys, hear me good. In light of the telltale, really sad news of them shutting down their company and everybody getting laid off, there is a little bit of awesomeness coming out of that. And that's so fucked up to say. I'm going to take that back. There is not even a silver lining. I don't know. There's cool stuff happening. The creators, it sucks when the doors shut and they're working on this, they're working on their art, and it is art, when they're creating these games, and it turns out like it's not their art to do with what as they want. They don't get to create a character and then take that character and go put it into their own game. They have to create it for this company, and this company just immediately shuts down its doors. They don't get any warning. They found out that day. They don't even get to prepare for anything. It's just bam, you're done. Give us the shit. They let them go into the office to collect their belongings, and I don't know if this is exactly when it happened, or if maybe they had access to the stuff already. But a lot of the creators are releasing little funny things, little behind the scenes things that they created on these Telltale games, because they're like, you know what, fuck it, like, we don't own this, but neither does Telltale. Nobody owns this right now. I mean, yeah, it's licensed property, but who cares? I want to release this art, so that's what they're doing. I found this one thing. It's from Walking Dead season 1. It is called the Alternate Gauntlet, and it's like a couple minutes long. I'm going to roll it right now. It does have copyrighted music, so we might get hit with a copyright strike. fuck it, whatever.
cares?
But I'm just gonna play this, and I hope you guys enjoy. For the audio listeners,
Sorry.
I'm probably gonna have to edit that out actually. So for the audio listeners, that was 27:10. Okay, I'll edit that out. So audio listeners, quick pause, and then yeah. So here it is. Here's the clip.
Fuck it. I'm going for it.
Going for it? What does that mean?
It means I'm already bitten. I just have to push my way through.
What the fuck?
Find a boat. We'll meet north of town.
A boat?
We still have to get out of the city. I'll get Clementine and meet you.
What if...
Don't what if. I'll meet you.
Will be stored for 6 months after your subscription lapses. Thank God.
Neat.
I know everybody's kind of like, oh, who cares? It completely defeats the purpose of cloud saves if they're going to be deleted if your thing lapses. Before we move on, though, Mark Mayfield says, I wouldn't expect 2018 graphics out of it, maybe 2012. That is true. I mean, that's already VR as it is. Mm-hmm. And I'm fine with that. I mean, the boxing game I'm playing it looks like how N64 graphics looked when we were playing the N64. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like it, even back then you weren't like, this isn't lifelike, but it's fun. Mm-hmm. It's along those levels. So I'm not saying it looks like N64. I'm saying that it has that feel of, this isn't impressive, but it's enough to get me involved in this. But that's the problem. That's how like PSVR is. That's how even the computer games are. Can we get that with this possibly underpowered device?
Right.
We'll see. Okay, so I'm so excited to show this. You guys, hear me good. In light of the telltale, really sad news of them shutting down their company and everybody getting laid off, there is a little bit of awesomeness coming out of that. And that's so fucked up to say. I'm going to take that back. There is a not even a silver lining. I don't know. There's cool stuff happening. The creators, it sucks when the doors shut. This is my favorite part. Okay, so the reason why I want to show that, first of all, it's funny as fuck. It really got me. It shows it shows one thing and it inspires another thing. It shows that it's so easy to look at these developers like, oh, it's Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog is this professional thing, and they make great games. Rockstar is this company that makes the best games in the world that sell better than any other medium. We forget that there are people just like us who make these games. People with silly, stupid senses of humor that do these, little things like that. I mean, if I was a game creator, I would absolutely, if I had like an afternoon, during my lunch break, I would eat my lunch and be like, I'm just going to make this funny little thing. I'm going to have them do that. Because why? Why not? Now, it inspires another thing. Why don't they encourage these kinds of things and then in games, kind of like they do with movies, have a bloopers reel or have a cut scenes, alternate scenes or whatever, just a silly thing to remind us that these are just people making these games and it doesn't always need to be taken seriously. Imagine, whoa,
there you go.
Okay, that was weird.
They kind of do that a little bit, but they do it more from like letting the gamer decide. Like for instance, in like the 2K WWE games, like their creator wrestler is just so vast, but you can go in there and edit any current wrestler. So it's people make tons of videos of like, here's the Undertaker doing like a girl's entrance and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So they let you change things up to make your own kind of funny videos.
Exactly.
But yeah, there's got to be tons of just like cutting room floor, like even testing character models. Like let's just test like this guy motion capturing, Nathan Drake and whatever.
Or even when things mess up, like when they're doing their beta testing and they realize there's this bug that makes Nathan Drake just start flailing his arms in there. It's like, oh god, there's people everywhere. Like just release that as like a bonus content thing. I feel like. I mean, the problem is they're not going to make money off of it.
Oh, sure.
Nobody's going to buy a game who's like, oh, I have to, see all this. But it reminds you, it humanizes the companies, and I think that might help in the long term.
It can at least be an achievement in the game. Like once you get to this level, you unlock the blooper reel.
We have a bunch of comments. I'm gonna go back to Stephen Heinz before we roll the clip. Said there's only one VR system, and it's the Virtual Boy.
You're right.
Hashtag VB comeback. Hashtag All Red Gaming. I'm gonna add a hashtag. Hashtag seizure inducing headaches. And you ever play Virtual Boy?
Yeah, pussies.
Did you get the headaches? You didn't get the headaches? No. I got the worst headaches off of that. And Scott McKenzie says if Valve had done this, would have been even better. That's true with Gary's Mod, which Mark Mayfield does mention. The Gary's Mod videos are pretty phenomenal, and that's obviously where this got its inspiration from. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just could it be really that hard to add these to the games? No. You don't even have to. You don't even have to render it. Just screen cap it. Mm-hmm. Just screen cap it and just include
Maybe
it.
they just want to maintain a certain level of professionalism.
That is the argument. That was kind of oh, that's right. We're doing that. I forgot about that. It's not very professional to include mistakes in your games.
Probably wouldn't be very professional.
No, and making that was probably very unprofessional. Us playing that was very unprofessional because it had copyrighted music.
Shouldn't have even done that.
We shouldn't have done that. It was so unprofessional. You know what's also unprofessional? Taking a second to drink while there's silence. Ooh. That's not professional, Chris.
Not even at all.
So, speaking of Telltale, Netflix has recently confirmed that Telltale's Stranger Things project is dead, but that they are now, quote, in the process of evaluating other options for bringing Stranger Things universe to life in an interactive medium. They've also confirmed that Minecraft Story Mode is, quote, still moving forward as planned. That's the thing that we kind of already knew, that Telltale said that they are still going to honor their contractual obligations to their unnamed, people, and that's the one that we knew. So here's what I'm wondering: what kind of game could the Stranger Things game be, if not a Telltale story like style format? Like it's not a kind of choose your own adventure, because they want to have this on the Netflix platform. I mean, maybe they're now evaluating putting it just in other games and on other platforms, but could they really even develop a mystery game or a third-person adventure game, in the Stranger Things? Probably not. I mean, that would take at least 2 or 3 years just to put everything together. So
8-bit to 16-bit graphic top-down dungeon crawler.
God damn it, you are so smart. You are so
with the
smart.
So with like the 16-bit music, it fits the total style of the franchise. You can use it with an Alexa remote.
Yeah.
Or a
We're good.
Fire Stick remote or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, sorry. I don't want to wake her.
But yeah, something like that. But I think it has to be retro.
No, I can't believe I didn't even think about that. That's exactly what it should be.
Dude, you could have like a level that's the high school, a level that's the upside down, a level that's the streets and all that stuff. Yeah.
It worked with Scott Pilgrim. Mm-hmm. That game was highly regarded. Like, and you know what's sad about that game too? You can't buy it anywhere now because of the licensing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to pirate it. Yeah. You don't like pirating, do you?
I don't.
You really don't.
I don't.
You don't like my special Switch at all, do you? But yeah, no. Wow. Okay. Well, that completely. Well, okay, there is another question. Could they get away with doing the same format, though? Could they make a Telltale style, choose your own adventure style kind of game where it's, your choices matter, conversations, whatever?
And they would,
they would get crap for it. They'd be like, wow, you're completely ripping off.
Yeah. They would get crap. Unless they got them to do, unless they were, hey, top 10 people that got fired, come over here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they said that project is dead, so it doesn't sound like they're going to be working with them specifically. But
I don't know.
Okay, but
I'm not a huge fan of the Telltale style game stuff.
Really?
Even the Batman, like I've tried playing the second Batman game, the demo for it, and it's cool, but like I don't like how it's just, I don't know. Like,
Okay, well,
like what limited freedom of movement you do have, and it's like, oh, I know what I'm supposed to do in this room because there's like hit triangle over there or hit triangle over there. It's gonna be one of those two things. I don't know. It's so restricting. You know, the story's good, but I would have liked more freedom and movement.
So I think then you're going into it for the wrong reasons because your complaint is gameplay, right? Because the thing is with those games, you can't go into it for gameplay. You have to look at it as like an interactive movie.
I get that.
It's like did you like the Goosebumps Choose Your Own Adventure books when they came out? You remember those?
Yeah, that was after my time. But what? I had a Batman Choose
How much?
Your
You're not
Adventure.
that much older than me.
I'm a little bit older than you.
How old are you?
I'm 37.
I'm 32.
Okay,
I
so
think.
that's 5.
Yeah.
In that 5 years,
32.
things happened. Anyway, no, I had a Batman Choose Your Own Adventure, and it was cool. But you're still reading a book, though. Like you're still picking up a book with the feeling of like, oh, I'm getting to read a book.
Okay.
Whereas like when you pick up a video game, it's like, okay, we're gonna take you way down like from your normal video game experience and just make this about story. And it's not necessarily like I don't like the gameplay. It's just way too restricting to me.
So if you were playing that on Netflix, it feels less video gamey.
Right.
More menu
I would
selecting.
agree with that.
Would that be?
I would agree with that.
Would that be kind of like a better medium to kind of like put yourself in the right mind frame? Because it's essentially the same
Say
thing.
they never came out with any of those games, and like, boom, here's the first Walking Dead game or whatever,
and it's on Netflix,
and I'd be like, oh my god, it's like I'm playing a video game. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So maybe in order for you to really appreciate it, it would have to kind of stop trying to pretend that it's a video game and more like less you moving the character around. More, I'm just going to decide what the character says and make decisions for the character.
Yeah, I mean,
less quick time events maybe. You probably like the whatchamacallit games, the Back to the Future games. I think they had less quick time events back then.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fine. I mean, I think that Mass Effect had maybe just as much choose your own adventure with the story.
Yeah, but then the gameplay
way more gameplay.
Yeah,
you know. So like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I played the first season of Walking Dead, and that was it. And I played the demo for Guardians of the Galaxy. I played the demo for Batman, the second one.
You didn't play the best Telltale game, I bet, though. The best, hands down, Tales of the Borderlands.
I don't like any Borderlands games.
Dude, neither do I.
Oh, really?
Neither do I. It is actually not even one of the funniest. It is the funniest game I've ever played in my life.
Wow.
Hands down. Cannot think of a funnier one. Conquer? No. Blows this one out of the water. Freaking, I don't know if you ever heard Matt Hazard.
Heard of it.
Something like that. It was Will Arnett, like doing the voice of this. And he's hysterical. The game is amazing. This is way funnier. Yeah, you have PlayStation Plus, right?
I don't actually.
You don't. You have a PlayStation on PlayStation Plus?
I don't play enough online.
You get free games.
Yeah, but all the games suck.
You got Tales of the Borderlands.
I've been meaning to bite the bullet on either like the gold subscription of Live and then PlayStation Plus. It's just a matter of doing it. I'm kind of waiting for a month where a game comes along where I'm like, okay, I want that.
I mean, and you have Xbox games with gold, so like, right?
I don't. That's the thing. I don't.
Oh, you don't.
I don't have it. That's the thing. I haven't rationalized buying either one because I don't play enough online.
Well, no, this is different. Game Pass, that's what it is. Game Pass is different from games with gold.
Yeah, I don't have Game Pass.
Okay, so Game Pass, I've heard of people now. So Game Pass and games with gold, and then you have PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now. I've heard that it's kind of divided people, that it's very rare to find somebody who has both. PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus, or Xbox games with gold, or Xbox Gold, or whatever, Live Gold, and Game Pass, because, things like that.
It's two like different... like monthly bills or whatever.
Exactly. And you get so much with one that you don't need the other.
Right.
So I mean, personally, I've been flirting with this idea because it's roughly the same price of dropping my PlayStation Plus for PlayStation Now that you can download the games, just because I don't play online. I hate playing online. I don't like playing with people online. I cannot. I know it's unprofessional to say the same thing over and over again, but like, professionalism.
If I were to get anything, it would be gold, so I could play Halo. And that's really it.
And me, I just want the games. That's why I keep the service, is I just want the games. And I like the games that come out. I mean, you got the Friday the 13th game, and then the Dead by Daylight game. Metal Gear Solid 5, that one alone
I mean, it's
even though I already had it. But I don't know. So, but yeah, Telltale professionalism. Finally, last Telltale news. The day after last week's episode aired, Telltale made a statement about the future of the Walking Dead games. Quote, "Hi, everyone. We have a Walking Dead update for you. Multiple potential partners have stepped forward to express interest in helping..." And I probably shouldn't have mentioned that earlier because now we have to go back to that story. Okay. Well, here it is again. Multiple potential partners have stepped forward to express interest in helping to see the final season through to completion. While we can't make any promises today, we are actively working towards a solution that will allow episodes 3 and 4 to be completed and released in some form. In the meantime, episode 2 will release tomorrow across all platforms as planned. We hope to have answers for you for your other questions soon. So here's a problem. There's already a class action lawsuit against Telltale from the workers because of the not wrongful termination, but there's like laws, especially in California, where you have to give like, I think it's 60 days notice for, before you just lay somebody off, unless you have a severance package, which they got neither. So now there's class action. So now they don't have the money to do that. Secondly, the company was run so poorly that they had to just shut their door. Unprecedented. That stuff doesn't happen. They had to shut the doors down so quickly. I highly doubt the employees would want to come back and work for that same company again. I'm sure they'd love to finish the story, sure, but not under Telltale. So now they either have to get completely different employees to do this game, which now it doesn't matter. It's not the same game, and nobody's going to back them, and nobody's going to probably even work for them. Or wait, I had the other thing. What was oh no, so I don't even think it was an or thing. There was that. That's not even that's not even considering the fact that they might have even found other jobs. And the outreach to these employees has been amazing. Like every video game company is like, hey, come work for us, it's fine. It's like hashtag Telltale jobs or something like that. So they all probably found other jobs. I came up with a solution though. I think it's pretty genius. I'm very happy with this. Professionalism.
Just be professional.
Just be professional. No, seriously. Comic series. Short run comic series.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, okay, so it no longer feels like the game because it's not a game. It's a comic. And it's not a choose your own adventure. I mean, maybe you can make it choose your own adventure, flip to page, whatever. If you want to do this, that'd be fine. No matter what, you can't have all the players' choices come together in the final episodes. I don't know if that's what it was already, but at the very least you get an ending to the story, which is always the worst when you can't find out how something ends. That is the Firefly thing. That is the the freaking Metal Gear Solid 5, like that is Silent Hills. That is, it sucks when you have this thing and you start it and you can't finish it. This is not perfect, but at least you get an ending. It is a canonical ending, and bam, problem solved. If you have backers who want to throw money at this, just say, hey, writers for this game, write us an ending. We know you're working for another company. We'll give you part of this money. You write the ending. Illustrators for the game. While you're doing your other things, illustrate it. Take
the engine.
Take a year or two. Take 3 years. I don't care. Like, take your time. Get everybody at their, it's like Arrested Development. The reason why these take so long for them to come out is because they're all busy doing other stuff, and they have to film things separately. So just do that with Walking Dead. Get everybody when they're available, pay them a fair amount, pay them up front, right. And then just release a comic series.
Not a bad idea.
Maybe you can even animate it.
As long as it looks professional.
I mean, if it's coming from the same people, it'll be professional. If it's published by Telltale, now I'm a little worried about the professionalism.
Well, it's a Telltale sign.
Yeah, it is
not
Telltale.
being professional.
Yes, it is professional. Would you? Okay, well, actually, you don't have any. Let's say you got up to this point of the story. Would that satisfy you to have a comic series in lieu of an ending?
Nothing, of course.
Yeah. Here's the question, though. Do you charge for it? Actually, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. But what do you do with the people who got screwed over? Because that is a thing that's happening now. Some storefronts that sold the season pass are not able to give them a refund because, like Steam, that's a big problem right now because they already played more than 2 hours of it. I don't know how that's developing. Steam's pretty cool, so they might just be like, all right, fuck it, we'll just give you a refund. But other storefronts are not so kind as Steam, so people are getting screwed over. They have to buy the thing again.
Right. I mean, I don't know how you're going to even do those refunds. But B, yeah, I don't know. I think it depends on. It should probably just be for free.
Yeah. For free, and then like it's just pay for it with advertising.
Sure.
You know, Clementine escapes in a Ford F-150.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's Ford tough, super professional. She's like, I'm so thirsty. Oh, let me drink this water. Wow, that's surprisingly hydrating. You know, sometimes in the post-apocalyptic world that we live in, you get thirsty. When you're not digging around through gutters and slime-infested lakes, this joke has gone on way too long. I'm dropping it. I'm over it. Yeah, I wanted to stop as soon as I turned to the camera. I'm like, this isn't funny. This isn't funny, but I have to keep doing it. Okay. Minecraft. Let's talk Minecraft.
Minecraft!
Still my favorite joke I've ever written ever. I said that joke during trivia the other day because the answer to one of the questions was Minecraft, and then I said, "What is Hitler's favorite game?" Minecraft.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's good.
that's good. Mojang is releasing a new game in 2019 set in the Minecraft universe. It is called Minecraft Dungeons. The developer describes it as an action-adventure game inspired by classic dungeon crawlers. It will support up to 4 players and feature various new items, weapons, and mobs, as well as a variety of environments to explore and an overarching quest that will see players face off against an enemy called the Arch Illager. Illager. Illager?
Archillager.
Archillager. For some reason, maybe because I haven't played Minecraft in like years, like this sounds cool. I'm like, that's clever. Yeah. But I don't know. I can't imagine how this game would play. Like, I can imagine playing Minecraft, and I can imagine, you know, the cool aspect of combining a dungeon crawler with building. Okay, I'll give you that. But, and maybe even resource management with like spells or whatever. But, I mean, I can't really imagine it as like the combat in that game isn't the greatest. Mm-hmm. It's okay. Maybe it's gotten better over the years, but I mean, when was the last time you played Minecraft?
I've never actually. I played it for 5 minutes one time.
Really? Okay.
I had my 5-year-old at the time show me how to play it.
Okay.
I don't know. To me, they would have to go more dungeon crawl based mechanics, and if you're going to be building stuff, like you say, you're collecting resources, but like if you build something, it's like almost like in an RTS, like, oh, here's this building, and it's like the building just appears. Mm-hmm. Maybe something like that. I don't know. It sounds interesting.
Well, I mean, I think it could be really cool if they, you know, with the building aspect, if they let you approach situations with a kind of creative mind. Because that's what Minecraft has been all about. Like, you know, in these games, when I went down, you know, I was digging down and I got to like a big skeleton nest or whatever, I would build a little barricade for myself, and then, you know, I know that that's my little base now. Mm-hmm. So if they can implement something like that to where, you know, you're following a quest line, and, you know, maybe you can create a trap for the boss that if he follows you, you know, and you hit a switch, he gets, you know, throw him in a dungeon or something, or he lands on a bunch of, you know, dynamite. I think that would be a fun game I would play. Mm-hmm. And I think it's absolutely possible, but I still, it's almost like too much. Like you're combining two things that I never really associated with each other. So it's a weird feeling I'm getting.
I'm interested in it. What else did they develop?
Minecraft.
Mojang? No, that's all they've done?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, I thought it was something different, but yeah.
I mean, Scribe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Mojang just made Minecraft. I don't know.
Get back to us on that,
yeah.
Mark.
Okay. Moving on. Recently, we reported that with the new software... Oh, God. Professionalism. Recently reported that with the new software update to the PS4, it may be possible that we'd be getting name changes. I was especially behind this idea because last year... I'm curious about this. Stephen Heights says Minecraft isn't a video game?
Oh, boy. He's about to throw down a joke.
Okay.
Probably.
I was gonna say it's either. I mean, because I've heard this debate before about like Candy Crush isn't a video game or walking sims aren't video games, and it's like, well, it's a video game. I mean, you can't. It is. It's a video, and you play it as a game. You could even argue that Facebook is a video game. because the objective is, for some people, maybe not all, is to get likes and to comment and to build your social status and make social connections and stuff. So it's kind of like an MMORPG.
I can see that.
You can level up with your characters or whatever. But I'm just curious what he means by that. But let's do this real quick and then we'll go back to that. So yeah, the reason why I was thinking especially is because last year they said at PSX when Greg Miller was asking Sean Layden, hey, name changes, what's happening?
It'll be by next PSX.
Because hopefully, you won't have to ask me that next year. And everyone was like, oh shit. And we've been wondering, hey, when's PSX happening? And then the new update releases, and we're like, oh shit, I bet they're gonna say it at PSX. And now they're like, no, there's no PSX. Oh damn it, I missed this joke. I was gonna say, oh wait, where is it? Well, to avoid being asked, they've decided to cancel PSX. So fuck that all up. So that's not the real reason, and they haven't even shared what the real reason is, at least in the limited research I've done. But here's what I'm thinking the reason is that they canceled PSX. What would they show? What would they show?
Other than Last of Us, which they really hit hard. They've
showed that so many times.
There's no new console to launch.
No new console.
No new handheld.
Nope. Oh, and then that's the thing. Barring anything that would be a surprise. So obviously we can't be like, oh, they would surprise us with this. But like the non-surprise stuff.
Nintendo does 5 directs a year without managing to show anything.
Oh,
so,
but they're no Nintendo. I mean, last year, they blew us away with all these insane, announcements. Oh my God, there's gonna be Last of Us 2. There's gonna be, this, and I wrote it down and I deleted it. God damn it! I knew I should have left it on there. But there's nothing really exciting. Like here's what they have coming out.
It's an expensive thing to do for nothing really like new or.
Exactly. Like they have The Last of Us Part 2, which we've seen a lot of. Death Stranding, which isn't even a video game. Days Gone, which who knows what's happening with that, and Dreams. So they would have an entire conference on games that we've already seen. There's no moment of now we have a very special announcement and there it is. There's no moment like that. So it's just like, okay, at the end of that we just sit there and go, but we already knew everything. There's no.
And they could show like Spider-Man DLC gameplay.
I mean, they could. Maybe. And they're working on that now, but like. That's not new and exciting. Yeah. I mean, it's exciting. Sure, we like it. And hey, I would totally look at The Last of Us Part 2 or any Death Stranding weird videos that they want to come out with. Like, I'd totally look at that, but I would leave that conference going, well, that was a big waste of time. You could have just released all this footage on like social media.
Like a Nintendo Direct.
Manages
to show nothing.
So yeah, I think the reason why they don't have a PSX is because they've already showed their hand. We kind of know what they're doing, at least what they have planned for the next couple of years. And it won't be until they have a new actual like surprising announcement, even if it's just a title, because I'm sure they would have had the PSX if they're like, what would be the Sony equivalent of like a Shenmue 3 or a Half-Life 3, like a
Final Fantasy 7,
Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, well, I mean, even there, like we're tired of hearing it. Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
Yeah.
Even if it was just a title thing, even if it was just like, okay, hey, here's all the stuff you've heard about, and now a sequel to a game you all might know, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, TBD release date, whatever, or even just a cinematic. I think that would make it worth it, but that kind of shows that I think it's going to be a while before Sony has anything, and that is a little nerve-wracking. That's kind of like, you really like they clearly invested in all of these amazing games that are coming out or about to come out. I think that now we're gonna see kind of like a lull from Sony.
I don't know.
No. You think it's
Black Ops 4? Yeah, but we're talking like exclusive stuff.
Yeah, that exactly.
Yeah. Sorry, Carolina.
And we've seen lots of Black Ops.
I think Sony's got a. Okay, so I see what you mean. By the time E3 rolls around next year, it's like, well, what are they going to have?
Yeah.
Because they've just like almost like front-loaded so much stuff. But I don't know. I think that it does kind of make you think like, what's holiday 2019 look for them?
Yeah.
They'll do something.
You know what they did do, and I forgot to write it down, but they are finally allowing crossplay.
I know.
Fortnite.
I saw that.
Yeah.
It's
Good
neat.
for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. They gave a bunch of bullshit excuses. That's why now I remember. That's why I didn't write it down. It's because it was just excuses. Oh, the reason this is one of the things they said. It's not as easy as just flipping a switch. No, it's not as easy as that. But they did all the work for you. That's all these game companies keep like throwing them under the bus with this information, saying like, no, we have the technology. It is. Like, it's ready to go. We just need to implement it. You guys just need to give us the okay. It's happened by accident before. Like, that's how easy it is to make it happen. It's happened by accident.
Right.
So it is as easy for them as flipping a switch. Anyways. That does it for that. Have you been playing anything other than Spider-Man?
No.
No? Okay, well, I've been playing a game. Is that thing again where I'm asking questions because I want to talk about what I've been playing. Video game recommendations. I have a big one that I did not think I was going to recommend. Professionalism. Professional. A while ago, I mentioned that I played a little bit of Dragon Ball Fighter Z, or Fighters, and I was like, it's okay. It's pretty. It's all right. Played it for the PC. Meh. And I've been playing it on my Switch because it's kind of... Sorry, I got distracted by Carbon in the chat. Says the host is wearing my favorite Star Trek shirt. That's pretty good.
That's my boy Squiggy. Yeah. He loves trolling.
Okay.
He's a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Star
Trek.
I know.
Yeah. May the Force be with you. So yeah, Dragon Ball Fighter Z on the PC. It didn't really make me want to sit down and play it. I've got better things to play on the PC. But on Switch, on the go, yeah, this is a perfect platform for me. And I finally got past the learning curve of that game because it's not as easy as Soul Calibur where you can kind of even button mash. Like, you actually have to learn the mechanics. And usually that turns me off. But since I usually have a lot of time with my Switch on the go, before gigs or waiting for stuff, driving, I actually went through the tutorial, and it's a fun ass game. Highly recommend it. It's a lot easier than it comes off initially, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it's a super fun game. I'd recommend it for all systems. It's really cool. I don't know what else to say about it.
I have an idea for a pizza bet. It's actually, I'm going to make a prediction.
Okay.
And you can take the bet if you want. N64 Classic officially gets announced in the next 2 weeks.
Do you know something I don't?
No. I just think it officially gets announced in the next 2 weeks. It's going to be by October 31st.
Why?
Just rewind the clock, right? It's coming out this year. You know it's coming out this year. It's coming out before the end of the year. Okay, so that's my bet then. Okay. So the N64 Classic comes out before the end of the year.
Oh.
You should have taken that for 2 weeks. Now that I see your reaction, I'm not taking the 2 week bet. Unless you want to up the stakes.
To steak? I thought it was a pizza bet. I mean, you still owe me a steak though from the E3 bet like a long time ago.
That's fine. Double or nothing, 2 steaks.
2 steaks. I'll tell you this. If you're right, then you don't owe me steak. If I'm right, then you get me pizza. I don't know that.
Okay,
that's so not fair.
I already owe you a steak.
Yeah. I guess that's. I don't want 2 steaks though. Man. Actually, how about this? Because it was supposed to be split between you and Brandon. You take me out on a date to a steak dinner.
Oh my god.
We go on a man date, and you gotta dress nice. And you gotta dress nice.
That's your mandate?
Yeah, you gotta dress nice, and wine and dine me, a steak dinner before I move. Which like Monday is October, so I'll be moving in a month. You have to take me on a date.
But what's the time frame though?
Oh wait, that's right. Wait, we wouldn't know. Shit. Oh well, no, because I'm gonna be already moved.
Right.
Damn.
I can send you a gift card for like a Ruby Tuesdays.
For Ruby Tuesday.
Yeah, man. Salad bar is the shit. All right. Well,
see, Mark. He's agreeing, saying safe bet, good timing for the holiday season. I don't know. I feel like we would have already heard rumblings, and this is so tempting. All right. Okay. Let's do this. Yes. Comes out by holiday season and
Define holiday season. December 1st? Or by December 31st?
I kind of want to. So let's go back to the 2-week announcement. It just has to be announced.
Yeah, I think it will be announced in the next 2 weeks.
So then that way we can go on our date.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
So if I win, I don't owe you anything?
You don't. If you win, you don't have to.
Do
you don't owe me
anything. But if you win,
if
I have
I win-
to take you on a nice steak dinner. On a mandate.
It's the same place I wanted to go to. But yeah,
I don't remember the same place.
it's this place in St.
Is
Augustine.
it a
It's
Scottish
really
restaurant?
good. No, it's really good.
McDonald's?
No.
McDonald's.
It's-
Is that Irish or Scottish? McDonald's is
That would
Scottish,
be
right?
Scottish, yeah.
Okay.
And Mark has a good idea. Maybe stream it for a Patreon exclusive.
The date? You think I'm going to lose, bitch? I'm not losing.
2 weeks.
Huzzah. Okay.
A gentleman's agreement. Huzzah! Okay.
So
I'm
professional.
going to write down. We're going to get even more professional. I'm going to write this down. Okay. So 2 weeks. So let's actually get the exact day. Let's get the exact day. So
let's say by October 15th.
by the 15th.
Yeah.
By
close of business.
15th.
By like midnight.
By the 15th.
If it's at 12:01 on the 16th, I lose. Eastern Standard Time.
12:01 16th.
I mean, it's gonna be announced like before noon, so that doesn't really matter.
By the 15th, N64 Classic gets announced.
And no caveats of like, well, it's not called the Classic.
No.
The next chronological thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Before we get into 20 questions,
I'm gonna put date night in here. This is for a date night steak.
Before
Seriously, it's the best steak you'll ever have. It's so good.
okay. Before we get into 20 questions, can you explain to me the female Bowser thing? Because I don't get it at all.
Okay. So I can and I can't. I can tell you the origins. It started if you guys don't know, there's this meme going around right now with she's called Bowsette, and the way it originated was I think it was from the most recent Nintendo Direct. They showed that if a character wears a certain crown little thing, it turns them into Peach. It just like turns you into Peach, which is how we like Toadette put on the Peach thing and became Peachette. That's kind of this thing. So they introduce into the canon. This is a canon thing. It'll turn into Peach, into a version of Peach. There's still a Peach, so you're not actually Peach, but you are the Peach version of this. They didn't really specify what happens if it goes on other people. So an artist came up with this comic strip where, spoilers for end of Mario Odyssey. You go with that? Spoilers?
Sure.
The whole game of Mario Odyssey was Bowser's trying to marry Peach, and then at the very end, Mario, is like, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna save you, and you should marry me and stuff." And she turns down both of them. She's like, "I'm actually just gonna go find myself." Carmen wants attention. Do you want to?
Hi, Squiggy.
And he also said he wants 2 steaks.
No steaks.
Okay. So yeah, she turns up with them. She's gonna find herself and go travel the world and stuff. And it's actually, I think that was a really good moment in video game, like for women and stuff like that.
Why get
you don't need
hitched
no
when you can get a bunch of free steak dinners?
Exactly. So you're not gonna make me leave Jamie for you. So
Damn it.
so that's in this little strip. In this little strip, Bowser, after he gets turned down, puts on the little crown that turns him into Peach and becomes Bowsette, which actually it should be Peachzer, but it's easier to say Bowsette. And it's this big titty dominatrix horn devil thing that's really, really creepy looking. And the original strip was actually tasteful. It was just like, oh, that's funny because that's what would happen if you but it's been taken, like all fan art, it's been taken completely in a very disgusting direction, and a very good direction. Now there's like the chompettes and all that. But yeah, it's become nasty, disgusting fan art.
Neat.
And it's just like any meme, you know, the internet latches on to something that's silly and then just takes it in different directions. So that's where it comes from. My favorite meme, though, is Mario and Bowser looking at a computer screen like, what the fuck is this Peachette thing? And Sonic is in the corner like, you guys have no idea.
That's funny.
Because Sonic fan art is the nastiest of all the fan arts. So that's that. Now, real quick, because we're not running low on time. Fuck it. We'll just have a long episode. We have viewer questions. Guys, thank you so much for viewer questions. You can send your viewer questions to... maybe that's why they don't send them. You can send it so professional. This is me at my most professional. Downrightfierce@hotmail.com. That's downrightfierce@hotmail.com. You can send your viewer questions. Just like Phil from Arizona did. He says, do you listen to any podcasts not related to video games? I listen to many, actually. I listen to The Comedy Button. It's one of my favorites. Brian Altano, the person we thank for the music, who let us use his music, does that one. It's very funny. A bunch of actually IGN guys do that one. And Rebel FM. Actually, that one's a video game one. I listen to MC Lars's podcast, which you should look up. MC Lars. I think it's like the MC Lars Experience or something. Look up MC Lars and you'll find it. And I think that's it. What about you?
I don't listen to any video game podcasts.
I know.
Not even this one. I subscribe to about, I think the last count was 14 different wrestling podcasts, and that's literally all I listen to throughout the week. There you go.
Next one comes from Matt. Have you ever rage quit a game and never gone back?
100%.
Which it was Zelda, wasn't it?
No. The one
you went back to
the
that
one that I'm like adamant. Oh God, what was it called? It was on the Xbox, original Xbox. You play. It's a third-person action game.
Let's do video game 20 questions. Here we go.
No,
third-person action game. Psyops.
No, third-person action game, and you're a guy who
Stranglehold.
No, you're a guy who gets like arrested, like after like the second level. No, after like the second level, and then like the third and fourth levels are you trying to get out of prison.
Is it the horror game?
No, it's not a horror. It's just like a straight up. I think you were framed for some. No.
50 cents game.
No, I can't remember the name of the game, but it was there was one part in the game.
I gotta know.
There was one part in the game where Dead to Rights.
Oh, I love Dead to Rights.
Is that
the one with the dog?
Maybe that wasn't it. Do you go to jail? And you have to like break out of jail. It's like the third level or something. Anyway, I remember getting to the prison part and vividly, this has got to be 15 years ago, and I played this one part.
Is it this game?
I'm pretty sure that's it.
I mean, it looks like
I'm pretty sure that's it.
That was a fun game.
And I got to one part, and in the prison, and I died like 20 times, and I was like, "Yep, if I die again, I'm never playing this game again." And I died, and I turned it off, and I've never. I mean, I just refuse.
Bloodborne for me.
Yeah.
I was really enjoying that game, and I was stuck on this one part, and I just kept dying, and I kept like losing like progress and souls and stuff, and I got it all back, and I'm like about to fucking beat the boss, and just something super cheap happened. I'm like, fuck, and I just threw my controller. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not playing this stupid shit anymore. I'm fucking done. Like that, like rage quit, and I never went back.
Have you ever legitimately broken something? So when I was playing through the Arkham games, like the Return to Arkham games, and I don't know if you remember in Arkham Asylum, like towards the end, right before you fight the Joker, there's like a scene where you have to fight two of the giant, like infected.
Yeah.
But they're like, there's two of them, and then meanwhile there's like guys coming at you the whole time.
Yeah.
Really hard. And that was one of those, like, I played it like 15 times, and then one part, I was like, okay, one more hit, that's it. And then I died, and I swear to God, I took my PlayStation 4 controller, and I twisted it in half. And I just, and like buttons are flying all over. It was just like right in front of the kids, too. I think they're like, are you going to break your controller again?
I think I had a similar situation with my N64 controller, and it's probably either Smash Brothers or Mario Party.
Yeah.
Next question. What video game has your favorite soundtrack? This is from John from Georgia.
I mean, the Shenmue soundtrack's always been great. I loved the first Mass Effect soundtrack.
I feel like this question is especially for you because you know which one's mine.
Mario Galaxy is a great soundtrack. Which one I think is yours?
No, you know.
Rock Band is a good. Huh?
You know which one's mine. Just say it.
Oh, Persona 5.
There it is.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. That could be, it's like 9 out
You
of 10.
never see it coming.
I really dug Marvel vs. Capcom 2's soundtrack.
Oh, go take for a ride. That one's very memorable. That's a good one. That's a good answer too. Yeah. All right. And then if you had to, actually, we have a couple more. If you had to pick one genre as your desert island game, what would it be? That is from Troy. I would say like one of those like Minecraft kind of games. Like probably Minecraft. No, not Minecraft. I would do Ark. I would do Ark.
Play a game about survival
as I survive. Yeah.
Oh, that's
well,
weird.
I mean, but here's the thing: it's a game that you're playing forever. So I would say it'd have to be a game that has insane amounts of replayability and something I could build towards. So if it was a game like Ark, which is a Minecraft style game, I could spend the years and years and years building this insane construct in this game that would, that I would never really spend the time to do otherwise. Or maybe a game like Metal Gear Solid 5 or something with like lots of replayability.
I'd probably have to go first person shooter. Probably.
Really?
Yeah, I've played that. That or third person action.
What game though? What game would you?
I don't know a
pick?
specific game.
You could play that. You could only play that one game for like the rest of your life.
You said genre, not game.
One genre. Oh fuck, you're right. Okay, well then yeah. Oh well, let's change that to game.
Oh, I have no. I mean, Mario Kart 8.
You would play Mario Kart 8 for the rest of your life.
I've played it. I feel like I've played it for over half of my life.
You would get so
already.
tired of it.
No, I love Mario Kart 8.
All right.
It's the shit, especially with Bowsette.
If somebody had never played video games before but loved video games in general, what would you recommend they start with? I feel like I really wish Brian was on for this one because that's from Chris, by the way, from Tampa.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. I mean, and okay, well, no. I'm going to take that. No, not Spider-Man because it's what do they start with?
Spider-Man.
If you start with the best, then everything's going to be shit after that. So, I mean,
I'd start them with.
It depends on when they last fell off from video games. Was it like
It'd have to be like
Half-Life?
It'd have to be a Mario game,
sure,
like Mario Galaxy or Odyssey or something.
yeah, but I mean, I think it would depend like when they stopped playing video games. Because if it's somebody like Brian who missed the PlayStation 3 era and is now coming back PlayStation 4, then I would say like Spider-Man because there's actually I still wouldn't say Spider-Man. I would say like BioShock, like he did.
Or Uncharted.
Uncharted. Fuck yeah. Oh, Mark Mayfield actually has a fantastic answer for either this question or the last one before it. World of Warcraft. There you go.
I'm good.
Just constantly gets updated and stuff. MMORPGs. That's what I answer for genres.
Okay.
Okay, we gotta move on. Is there any game that you would consider a more quintessential video game than any other? That is from Emily.
More quintessential
From Jacksonville.
video game.
I'd say Persona 5. No. The quintessential video game. You look at it and you're like, that is, by all accounts,
Like the best or the best example of a video game.
I think that's what that means. Like the best example of a video game and what a video game could be. I'd say, I mean, Breath of the Wild. Because it does so many video game things well in that game. It does exploration well, crafting, puzzles
are hard.
All that. Yeah. Visually, it's beautiful. I'd say Breath of the Wild. Yeah.
I'd say Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's just so good.
It really, well, I mean, yeah, it's like if you look, platforming, the action, story, cinematics, soundtrack. Back to the soundtrack. The Spider-Man soundtrack's outstanding.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a what you call it? It's dynamic, so it changes as things are happening. Yeah,
It's amazing.
Either Breath of the Wild or Spider-Man. Yeah, I bet. Can you imagine how good Spider-Man 2 is going to be?
Right.
Oh my god. I mean, fuck. Let's move on to video game 20 questions. This is where It's where I picked a random video game, and Chris is going to have 20 yes or no questions to figure out the name of that game. I've made chat go away, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't type your questions into chat to try to help him out. After 10 questions, I will pull up chat, and I'll see if any of them will help him. And if they will, then I will use them. And I actually just came up right now, have this idea, because no offense to anybody, but a lot of times the questions aren't helpful. They're not bad questions, but they're not helpful. I say we make it so that way all helpful questions will just get used, and they still get counted, but you don't have to only use one.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay, so start.
Was it released before January 1st, 2000?
No. Nail the console! The console, Chris! Get the console!
Was it in the PS2, Xbox, GameCube generation?
No.
Was it in the Xbox 360, PS3, Wii generation?
Yes.
Was it an exclusive?
No.
Oh, that's what sucks, man. That's like the key question. Okay. Cross-platform.
Yes. I'm so looking forward to our date.
Was it, is it part of a...
I will look
hold on.
so good for you.
Hold on. Were there sequels?
Yes.
We're still going under...
Wait. Clarification. I don't want to screw you over. The answer is no, because you said sequels.
Okay, so was there a sequel?
I'm not going to
Okay.
count that against
That's
you,
fine.
but I also,
Are we still going under... This is not one of my questions, but under the pretext of, like, we're still going with the first... Like, so...
No, it could be...
It could be Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
But you asked, are there sequel?
I know,
I
you're
confirmed that there
clarifying
is a
the
sequel, so
plural.
there is a sequel to this game,
Right.
to the game that we're talking about.
I wouldn't have thought there's 5.
So, like, if it was Grand Theft Auto 5 and you asked, is there a sequel? I would say no.
But Grand Theft Auto 4 there was.
But yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. Cross-platform. There was one sequel.
Yes.
Do you drive in this game?
No.
Do you play as a human?
Yes. You do.
Is it a third-person action game?
No.
Is it a first-person shooter?
No.
Oh, Lord. Now we're getting into shit that I don't know. Play as a human, no driving, not third-person action, not first-person shooter. Platformer? Action platformer?
No.
It's an RPG.
Yes.
Oh, great.
All right, I'm going to check because that's 11. I'm going to check chat.
Cross-platform RPG that was released.
Ooh, Mark's question. I know he's being silly, but actually, no, sorry. No, sorry. Okay.
Play as a human, cross-platform. RPG.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. Hold on. This is where I literally get lost.
We'll wait. See, okay, you know what? Next week, I'm going to try to remember. I want whoever's co-hosting with me, I want them to come up with a game, and I want to show you guys how 20 questions is done. Because you guys start thinking about the actual game. You try like, okay, so what games qualifies this? We're only 11 questions in. I'd say at this point, asking general video game questions. Like,
Yeah, I just know nothing about RPGs.
well, I mean, I'll give you a question. This is what I mean.
No.
Okay. Well, let's say it was a first-person shooter, right? You can say, is there like a traversal aspect to it? Yeah. So, like, like climbing walls and doing
My
all
brain
that.
doesn't think like that.
Okay.
I have to go after the game. Is it set? Oh, let's see if it's.
I like where you're going with that question.
Like, is it set in the past?
No.
Is it implied that it's set in the future?
No.
So it's present day?
Are you asking as a question?
Yes.
I mean, that's the only thing that's left.
Yes. Okay, so
So I'm not going to count that
present
against it.
day, cross-platform RPG, Xbox 360.
I'm going to check chat again. Ooh. A lot of good questions. None that would help.
I'm not looking.
Jamie had a good question, but it won't help.
I got nothing. I really got nothing.
No, you do. You do. There's one question that hasn't been asked, and this is like a riddle. There's one question that hasn't been asked in a very long time that would be extremely helpful for this one. Extremely helpful. Like, basically, I'm going to use it as question 20 because you'll get it immediately, probably. Very, very good question. It's lingering out there somewhere.
Do you play as multiple characters?
Yes. I mean, you control... Like, I'm going to say you control multiple characters. Like, you have your character, but you can control multiple characters. I shouldn't be that specific, but, you know. I want you to win. Because I want you to be happy on our date. I'm going to be so handsome for you. I'm going to dress
Was it made by a
so well.
Japanese developer?
Nope. I wouldn't do that to you. It's Persona 5! I wouldn't do that to you. Check that old chat.
Yeah, ask a chat question because I'm not any closer.
I mean, they kind of help, not really.
How many questions am I?
You're at 15.
Do you shoot a gun in this game?
I don't. I think there is. That's definitely not one of the main fighting mechanics, but I think that at some point, I think that's possible. I think.
Is it from a sorry? What's
And
from,
I'm not going to count that against you.
okay. Is it from like a what's it? Not top down, but what's the like the
Side?
no like the
2.5. Like oh my god, what is that called? 2.5. It's
I know you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, it's like Diablo.
Right.
Fuck, what is that called?
I can't think of the name of it. But yeah, is it like that?
No. God damn it! I'll have to look it up. 2.5 perspective. That is called. Oh my god. God damn it! What is it called? Oh my god. Okay, maybe chat. Maybe they have that answer.
This is the most boring 20 questions ever.
No, it's not. It's so good.
That was number 16.
Isometric.
Isometric.
That was 16.
All right, I'm just gonna blow through this.
That's what she said.
Do you
Sex.
do you have sex in this game?
No.
Does your character like wrestling?
I mean, that's not really. I don't know if
Is
I
your
can answer
character John Cena?
that. No.
Okay. Is your character Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
What are you doing? Come on.
I'm trying to get to 20, dude. I don't know. I'm telling you. I don't
give
know.
up.
I don't know.
Don't give up. Here, Mark asked.
That was a genuinely honest question. Do you play as The Rock in the game?
And I counted that against you.
Okay.
Can your character manipulate fire? Mark asked that. Yes. Possible. It's possible for them to manipulate fire.
Great. No, still no idea.
All right. Here's the one question that I know you've asked before that would be super helpful for question number 20.
I'm betting right now this doesn't help me.
Is the game based on a license? Yes. Think about what that means.
So it's based off of a movie or a TV show, but probably a movie.
An RPG that's based on a license. No, you know. Modern day. Not isometric. Human. You can manipulate fire. Or you have the possibility of manipulating fire. Came out for PS3 and Xbox 360. I'll even tell you PC. You got a sequel.
I have nothing.
Oh my god. Let's see if chat gets it.
I have no clue.
I bet you chat gets it. No, nobody's saying anything.
Yeah, that means it's a great question. Yeah, I have no idea.
In 2014, role-playing, single-player, PC, PS3, Xbox 360. It was based on a TV license, a cartoon series.
Korra?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, okay. I was going to say
A cartoon series. South Park, Stick of Truth.
Oh, yeah, I would have never gotten that.
Hey, come on!
I fucking hate RPGs, and I even hate South Park even more, so there's no way I
You
would.
hate South Park?
Yeah, I don't like it.
You hate South Park?
Yeah, I would have never gotten that in a million years.
Why? How can you even hate South Park? Who hates South Park?
I've just never liked it.
What are you, like a freaking like PTA mom or something? Like what the fuck?
No clue. Yeah, I would have never gotten that. I'm not trying to be stubborn. I just would have never gotten it.
Oh.
And neither did anybody else, so...
Well, the chat's delayed. We're not on Mixer.
Yeah.
You know what we are on is Facebook.com/DownrightFierceGaming, YouTube.com/DownrightFierceGaming, and Twitch.tv/DRF Podcasts. That's where you can watch us every week. At 8, watch us live every week at 8:30 on Sunday. I kind of want to take a gif of me. I like had like a little seizure for a second. I'm like every Sunday.
When are you going to officially release the dad joke video?
I'm still thinking about it. But if you want to watch that video, I'll get to that part. So you can also listen to our audio every Monday on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, and Stitcher. If you'd like to buy merchandise, that would be at teespring.com/downrightfierce. Or if you want to watch our dad joke video number 3, you can go to patreon.com/downrightfierce and give us money. And then we'll give you videos and all of our exclusive content 1 week early, or just the exclusive content by itself that nobody else can see because it was so bad. It was so bad, but the jokes were so
No,
good.
it's not. It's good.
It was pretty good.
It's really good.
I might release
It's the best one.
It also gets you thanked at the end of the episode. So we want to thank Mark Mayfield. Thank you very much,
Thanks, Mark.
Mayfield. I want to thank Tristan Haynes. Gracias,
Thanks,
Tristan
Tristan.
Haynes. I want to thank Brian Altano, Damon Hatfield, and MC Lars for letting us use their music, and MC Lars for sponsoring the show. I want to thank our executive producers, Carolina Jarvis,
Thanks, Carolina.
Brian Kizmetsky,
Thanks, Kizmetsky.
because that's his
I
new
know.
name, and Andrew Kirkendall, Face Kicker. Speaking of Andrew Kirkendall, I didn't have time to download another music video, so I decided, hey, who should we play the music video of? That would be the one and only Andrew Kirkendall. If you have not seen him on our video on demand or live or anything like that, now you get to see his face and what he looks like and what he sounds like when he serenades you through the screen. So,
Bird and Affinity.
Bird and Affinity, yeah. I didn't forget the name.
I was just
knew
gonna
it.
say.
Oh, I knew it. Bird and Infinity, The Stand. That's the name of the song. It's not Bird and Infinity, The Stand. It's Bird and Infinity is the name of the band, and The Stand is the song. Ladies and gentlemen, Professionalism.
Professionalism.
There's a voice inside my head. I won't give up. I won't give in to
misanthrope.